Couple of quick
Oh,
ones.
you're ignoring me now.
Hi. Well, you were late to the party, weren't you? I haven't seen you all week.
I was here.
Yeah, but it doesn't count. If you don't come and say hello, then you're late to the party.
Henrik, after you finished 12, did you think, maybe a couple more? Who knows what might happen tomorrow?
No, not so much on that end. I mean, I said yesterday I played a really good round of golf yesterday to make the weekend, and I was trying to, build on that kind of momentum and keep on doing the same things, and we did that to a pretty good degree today. Warm up wasn't as good. I didn't feel like I quite had the same strike pattern and shots that I had yesterday, but I still, got off to a great start despite missing a 6-footer for birdie on 3. So I birdied 2, hit it, to a couple of inches on 6, and then got a nice 2-iron to release up to about 12 feet on 7 and made up for eagle, and pretty spotless in the end on the front 9, 4 under, and then on got the really good up and down on 12, and then you're kind of heading into some of the tougher holes, 14, 16, 17, 18. They're not impossible holes, but green complex on 14 is really tough if you miss it, and unfortunately I winged it a bit left with an 8-iron and ended up in a really tough spot, so it was more to try and get it back in play and hopefully give yourself a par putt, and it came out really slow out of the rough, and I left myself too much work to do there. And then on 16 again hit a poor 3-iron again and up in the left hand rough, and still gave myself probably about a 20-footer for par. Just missed that one, and then really the one that annoys me the most was on the last here. Kind of wind was. It started on the back nine, started to go a little bit, like certain holes you think, oh, we got a little bit of help, and then it kind of kinks on the angles a little bit back and forth, and I just hooked an 8-iron, and I wasn't trying to go at the pin, but I was still trying to challenge a little bit, and I hit it left, and I think the wind also kind of went from instead of being straight down, it kind of came a little bit out of right, so it ended up low and left, and played some good bump shots, but it was really slow coming up there, and in the end, I mean, I salvaged a bogey, so it could have been even worse, but that one stinks a little bit, in particular from being in a decent position.
What's your takeaway, though, after these first 3 rounds?
No, I feel like I've been, especially the last 2 rounds, I've been trying to be super committed to my shots and my lines and what I'm trying to do, and then also a couple of things that I've been working on with the swing and so on to try and get that better. And like I said yesterday, striking was better. Today it wasn't as good, but still good enough, obviously, with a couple of good breaks early on to get the round going. And then unfortunately, you always kind of feel like there's a bit of a wet blanket on top of you when you finish with 3 drop shots in the last 5 holes.
Henrik, you took more time at the recording than Shane Lowry yesterday after 2-shot penalty. Can we just know?
No, it was just I spoke to Mark, who's one of the head rules officials. We got a warning on the 10th green that we were 3 minutes out, so 5 minutes over the allotted time frame, and I joked with the other guys after the first 2 days. First round took about an hour over the allotted time. Second round was 45 minutes over, and I said, we just have to wait until halfway through Saturday or Sunday, and someone's going to come up to you and say that you're 2 minutes over, and they're going to start, pushing you on, and that's exactly what happened. And we tried to make up some time, and then 14.
Was it after the joke that happened?
Yeah, that was yesterday. I made the joke yesterday, and then on 10 today, sure enough, the first rules official came up and said that we were a couple of minutes over, and we had to try and close that gap. And we tried really hard in the group, but then 14 took a bit of extra time. We both made bogey there, and then they started putting us on the clock on 15. And like when you're almost done, it's not really going to make a huge difference, right? So it was more I wanted to vent that with him, and I think if you can play an hour over time schedule on one day, and then all of a sudden 2 minutes is of huge importance the next day, it feels a bit inconsistent to me. But so that was.
Did that put you off a bit?
Yeah, it always puts. I don't get affected too much, but it certainly, you always we were already trying to play quick to make up whatever we had lost earlier in the round. Sebastian had a bad hole on number 8, and we were a couple of minutes behind there, but yeah, you just don't want to play on the clock, even though you don't feel like I don't certainly feel like I'm a slow player at these days, and you just don't feel like you can. It's like you can take 30 seconds on one shot, 40 on another one, and you might take 52 on the other one, but you're still kind of averaging it out. But if you're on the clock, you're gonna get noted if you take 52 on one. So it's even I don't think it matters how quick you are as a player. You don't want to be on the clock because you're always going, especially out here, if you miss one in the wrong place, you want to go up and check and this and that clock starts ticking. So I prefer not to play on the clock. And yeah, we're having some discussions on that.
The Majestics, you and Lee over here, have had very solid first 2 rounds, and I don't know about Lee now. Just tell us, what have you been eating? Have you been staying
What we've
together?
been eating. No, we've been staying. I think Lee's in a hotel. I got a house. I got Emma and Carl and my dad and a friend of my dad's here and Fanny. So we're in a house, and I've been eating some lamb, shrimps, lobster, Thai food, a bit of everything. So I guess that might Indian. I haven't had Indian yet, so maybe that's tonight. I don't know.
You and Sebastian, do you talk Swedish?
Yeah.
So you've been together all 3 rounds.
All 3 rounds, yeah.
Not a lot of English there in the group.
Yeah, well, we had Stefan for the first 2 days, so. But yeah, a little bit of overload on Swedish maybe.
But do you remember that Dubai Desert Classic where Sonderberg ran and played the whole round in 1 hour 42 minutes, which
No.
was like a world record at that
Okay.
time, Sebastian.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, 2019, I think.
Okay. No, I don't.
It's
I
a
don't
little
recall that
funny
one.
too.
All right. So we shouldn't be on the clock then, should we? All right.
Thanks, Henrik.
Thank you.
Thanks, Henrik. Have a good one tomorrow.